shake.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, people.
You look great.
I make sure y'all wouldn't tell me. I would. Oh, yeah, you probably would.
What are the first things that come to mind when you think about the challenge this week against Tennessee?
Another good team, another team full of talent. Obviously, the media is easier to kind of make it about like Coach Graves going home and that kind of thing. But I think what's going to travel is our identity and, being able to commit to the process week in and week out. I still feel like they're a good team, when things are shifting as far as like with coaching changes and stuff like that. You get a lot of different stuff. You get trick plays, you get things that, they're not going to hold anything back. Why not? And they want to try to get on the right track and get some wins in the win column. So, I expect them to go out there and play hard. You know how it's a National Football League. So.
How do you look at the situation? It's not just Mike returning, but a lot of players that played for Mike in Tennessee going back. You talked about the homecoming and what you've seen from players. How do you think that will affect those
They're going to play hard. Like, when you see your old guys or you see coaches that you once played for and, you got a lot of love and respect for you, of course, even small parts, you probably want to beat them, but it's just like each and every week. I feel like guys who play hard and love this game, they're going to play with a passion. So you can expect everybody's best shot.
Steph, where does all we got is all we need come from?
I think I just heard that from somewhere for real, but long time ago. I wouldn't say I patented or came up with it or nothing. If I did, somebody owes me some money.
What's the challenge of a third straight road game for a team?
Coach was preaching to it earlier, just as far as like being a road warrior, going on that path of least resistance. It's just like, it's hard to go on the road. It's hard to win on the road. It's hard to get wins in general. But, we've been on the road consecutively for some weeks now. And, I feel like we're kind of getting accustomed to it and looking forward to coming back home next week. But right now we got to play what's in front of us.
Is being in first place in the Big 1 something that you guys paid attention to when it's only week 7?
No, hell no. I think the biggest thing is don't drink the Kool-Aid. Right now, obviously, they're going to say a lot of good things about you. And it's the second quarter of the season, you break it up in quarters. And don't buy into that. I feel like you get distracted by how good they tell you are. And you get to doing different things or not committed to the process how you were before. So I don't think this is not that kind of team. We're not that kind of team. I feel like we came in with the right mindset today, trying to get back on track. We feel like we left a lot of plays out there. It's even me. I feel like I took a touchdown away from Pop, and I had some things going on out there. So trying to be better, and I'm back on the grind. I just don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't get caught up in that bullshit. It's neither here nor there. We'll figure it out in 10 more games from now.
Talked to Pop last week, and he said you guys in the wide receiver room have a very selfless mindset right now instead of selfish. How much do you think that that's helping you, especially when Drake is really spreading the ball around week to week?
I just feel like it helps you as a team. Like going into games, I feel like when you schematically scheme for guys or players, and a lot of guys have production and a lot of guys making plays. I told y'all from the get-go, we got a lot of guys that can make a lot of plays down the field and make plays at a high level. So you can kind of see it now. It's kind of turning the corner. Early on, people were kind of talking about this guy, talking about that guy, but early in the season, everybody's just doing their job, man, and reporting on what they see. But now you can kind of see things turning the corner for like Pop, and you see him making those explosive plays and playing like the player you kind of saw in camp, But, good things take time. We're all growing and we're all going, and I feel like equally spreading it or however the ball gets spread. He's throwing it to the open guy. It's fun when a lot of guys are open when you like this. Well, you know what I'm saying? Go to the openest guy, I guess, but it's all fun.
You went through a lot of the exact same emotions that coach and a lot of the players in this team are going to have going back to Tennessee. What are the keys in kind of maximizing what you can do in that moment, but also putting yourself in a spot where you're not angry, you're not, in a place where you're trying to do too much?
I mean, I talked to my position coach about it. I talked to Coach Josh about it weeks ago. He had told me his tidbit as far as like going back and playing some of the old teams like he coached for and stuff like that. But I told him from my point of view, I don't chase it. You know what I'm saying? I don't chase the game. I just let the game come to me. You can play with a chip on your shoulder, but at the end of the day, it's still football. You can't force things to happen. I need a lot of things to happen in order for me to get the ball, but I just got to be ready when it's time for me to get the ball, and be prepared and just, play my game. Don't get caught up in the hoopla and all the extra stuff. Just, play football. I feel like coach is going to be the same guy. I don't anticipate him being there. He can't go out there and play anyways.
Right.
But he knows that guys like us, we're going to go out there and give it everything we got regardless.
6 weeks into the
Steph, when it comes to not drinking the Kool-Aid, how are some of the younger guys, specific to your room, and maybe some of the younger guys across the roster?
I just feel like the young guys, they're hungry. Like I feel like Efton, got a little taste last week, and we were all excited for him. And even Kyle, I was pulling for Kyle, and I know nobody wanted that go ball more than Kyle. We've been itching for it all year long. Like, Kyle's fast. You know what I'm saying? He's a pro. You know, he came in ready, and it's weird because you can see Keyshawn Booty running down the sideline trying to see him, like, wanting to see him have success. I'm on the other side, like, there go Kyle. So, you know, part of being selfless, you know, you want to see guys do well, and those guys are drinking the Kool-Aid. Those guys are grinding. You know, they want success. They're young, so they're hungry for it. And, you know, seeing that veteran players and guys who made plays in this league and done things like that, want it for those younger guys, you know, I just feel like it's building that team camaraderie and that team bond, and it's real. It's not fake. A guy running down the sideline to see another receiver catch a go ball, that's genuine. You know, I'm voting for him. I was like, I've been there. I was young, and, you know, I said, I'm not going to say he didn't do it, but I was like this, hey, when in doubt, always look up, don't look back. You know what I'm saying? As far as the ball, especially in the Superdome, it's so dark in there. So I wanted her to catch it and, you know, score it some more. So, you know.
How much does selfless attitude help running?
We just got to, I mean, to be honest, it's something that none of us, I wasn't really accustomed to in its totality, but you get used to it, you know, doing your job. If you get tired of doing your job, you know what I'm saying, we're just going to find somebody else to do it. But if you're doing your job and you're grinding for the man next to you, kind of gives you a level of appreciation too. Like, let him know that I'm doing everything I can for you to score, and I know he's going to do the same for me. Like, you done seen Ramondre or other guys running down the field 30, 40 yards on a pass play. Like, how'd you even get down here? You know what I'm saying? It's just maximum effort and trying to see that your guy, you know, touches that paint and scores. So being selfless and having success is team success. And I feel like individual success breeds team success, but it's all like, it's one way. We're all moving in the right direction. So, you know, running game, we're going to try to keep we right there. It's a couple plays out there that I always say, man, it's this close to popping. Just keep grinding.
Steph, 6 weeks into the season now, we're all seeing a lot of improvements in Drake. Mm-hmm. What are you seeing?
Same guy. You know, same guy coming in each and every day. He grind. You know, crack a couple jokes. He's still keeping it loose. You know, he's not too tight. You know, he's not putting the carriage before the horse. He's out here grinding. You know what I'm saying, each and every day. So I'm just, I think it's a surprise to everybody else. Like I said, it's not a surprise to me. You know, I'm super excited for him, but I'm also really looking forward to him. Like, I feel like he can still get better. You know what I'm saying? It's plays out there. He says, man, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. And I see it. So I'm really looking forward to his maturation process. So far, so good. But, you know, fingers crossed.
Is he funny?
Hell no.
What has grown specifically in your relationship with Drake? It seems like you guys have more offensive decision making has obviously grown throughout the course of the year. How would you define your relationship with him at this point, and how have you seen him grow as a player?
I feel like you putting wins on tape, you getting open and catching the ball, the quarterback gonna find you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you grow that confidence from seeing the guy open. Even if you'll learn more from the reps that, you know, even if you don't get the ball, you know what I'm saying? He'll look like, damn, like, I actually should have looked on this side, or I can count on this guy to do his job. And we kind of echo that in the room, that even if you don't get the ball, make sure you're winning on tape, because the quarterback sees it. He'll come back to it. You know, all good quarterbacks do. You might not hit it the first time, but he'll come back to you. So for me, I've been doing this for a long time. And get open and catch the ball is my game. So that's all.
Steph, what have you seen from his just begins of getting good to that was impressive.
I don't know how he does it, man. You got me to buy it, I tell you that. But I just think that you respect him as a coach. Also, him being a player kind of adds another layer to it. And he practices what he preaches. He's going out there grinding. He's pushing on guys. He's preaching maximum effort. And he shows you that, like, our success is a direct correlation from our practice and how we grind. So when you buy into the process and you see the results, it's like, damn, it does work. So it's easy to kind of go in. If he was going in and doing all these things and we weren't winning, it was probably easy for me to be like, man, I ain't really jacking that. But things have been going pretty good so far. So buy into the process, do what your coach, and, you know, he makes it pretty natural. Everybody just play their position, do their part.
Steph, your position coach Todd down like
The man that actually from the man that you finish, the man that show example. Really appreciate it.
It's jacked.
I can see it too. I mean, you know, everybody's just locked in, not really worried about the he say, she say, the gas. You know, I call it poison. You can't buy into the poison, you know, because that stuff will have you feeling high, will have you feeling low. We trying to stay right here, even kill. So,
But is it hard to not get ahead of yourself, considering you guys do want to be playing meaningful football?
That's the goal. But at the end of the day, we can control what we can control, which is today, practice. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing we can control. We can't control the future. We can't control the win. Outcomes you can't. So the biggest thing to focus on is the inputs that you put in. You know what I'm saying? The inputs will give us the chance to have the outcome we want. So that's the main thing.
Even though you're quarterback, playing the way he is, not only get you a rest on defense, but I think get you excited to do some plays like some out there.
Treat everybody the same, regardless of how he's playing. Respect our opponents. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect everybody. It's the league. Anybody can do anything at any given moment. It's any given Sunday. So I think we come out with our standard and we prepare how we prepare and play how we play, and then we let all that stuff that they're saying about, you know, who we're playing this week, any quarterback we're playing this week, Cam Ward, whoever, be. But we're focused on what we got to do and take care of business on that standpoint.
And learn along the way. Even though you couldn't play, you tried.
Yeah,
but to
no,
watch the defense holding the 3 points in the second half.
You know, that had me turned up. I miss my guys out there, man. It was good to see, man. It's just good to see everybody going out there playing, doing their job, playing sound defense, and having fun. You know, that's the biggest thing, having fun and playing with that energy. I think that's contagious. You know, it helps offense helps defense, you know, helps the team. So I'm just happy to see. I was happy to see our performance. There's still stuff we can improve on, but I was happy to see us go out there and get a victory.
How much does Mike Vrabel encourage that element of just a fun part? Like in the locker room after, he's like, you know, there's a lot to clean up, but you guys have to enjoy this one.
Yeah, always. Every day I practice. Even everybody, you know, I feel like that's the biggest thing is the energy, having fun. Because at the end of the day, it's a kid's game. You know, we've been doing this since I was young. We can't forget that, and we can't lose sight of that. And so, you know, as grown men, I know this is our job, but we still have to, you know, have fun with it. You know, this is a fun game.
Appreciate you.